If the enemy could have had his way with me, he would have kept me where I was and done everything he could to prevent me from making that decision that I was going to follow Jesus Christ for the rest of my life, no matter what. Church has always been a part of my life. We were at Bowling Springs First Baptist Church when I was born and until I was in about the second grade. The daycare that I was going to at the time was closing, and so my mom had to find another place for me to stay. And First Baptist North Spartanburg had a daycare, and so that's where I ended up going. And the first summer that I was there, we went to Vacation Bible School, and I just began to fall in love with the church, with the music, all of it. And so my parents decided, hey, maybe we should, he's enjoying this, maybe we should go visit. So we went and visited, and they fell in love with it, and I fell in love with it. And that's where I grew up. When we first went to North Spartanburg, the pastor's son went down front to receive Christ one Sunday, and it made the pastor emotional. And I thought, I wonder if I go down, if it would make the pastor emotional. So the next Sunday I went down and went through the motions and was baptized, and nothing really changed. And I thought I had done the right thing. And I knew that there was something missing in my life. I knew that I was practicing a faith that was not my own. I think I was practicing it for everybody around me because I thought that was the right thing to do, and it had never become personal for me. It didn't matter where I was, if I was in a student service, if I was in a church service, where I was, every time an invitation was given, it was agony because I knew that I needed to make a public profession of faith that was my own, that was not for some other reason.
This evening is played by one of our young people, Mr. Josh Epton.
My pride would not let me do it. It was people already think you're saved. You lead worship in the student ministry. You play the piano. You teach Sunday school when the teacher's not there. You do all this stuff. How can you go down now and say, I've been doing all this, but I haven't been saved? And Sunday that I was saved, a man from the military was preaching. He said, there's somebody sitting in here who's like the baseball player who hit, rounded all the bases, gets to home and gets called out. And the umpire says you never touch first base. That analogy finally helped me understand, but I think somewhere along the way realized it didn't matter. It was about my relationship with the Lord, and that was what was most important. So I did it, and not one person said to me, not a single person said, we thought you were saved. We don't understand. This doesn't make sense to us. Everybody said to me, praise the Lord. I'm glad your faith is yours. Celebrated with me. If the enemy could have had his way with me, he would have kept me where I was and done everything he could to prevent me from making that decision that I was going to follow Jesus Christ for the rest of my life, no matter what. And I think he tried deception. He tried everything that he could to prevent me from making that decision. And I think that there are people that walk in here, whether they realize it or not, the enemy wants to keep them from totally dedicating your life to the Lord. And if he can keep them there, then he's won. What the Lord wants is all of your life, every minute of every day, devoted to him and devoted to making others as devoted to him, discipling others. And that starts with a personal decision to follow Christ. To that person that walks in here and doesn't see hope, doesn't see help, is lonely, is fighting a decision to make Christ the Lord of their lives, wrestle with it, and then know that if you do make Christ the Lord of your life, that you can have hope, that you can have community, that you can have fellowship with other believers, that you can have a foundation on which to build your life and a filter through which to take every circumstance that comes your way through.